Good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. What a magnificent morning it already is. It's absolutely beautiful. And just take a look at that Eastern Pacific Ocean. She is beautiful this morning. We've got a lot to talk about. Long range Royal Polaris got all over the Wahoo. That was great. And some great fishing for yellowtail in Loreto, and other areas in Baja are also acting up with some great fishing. How's the surf fishing? We'll check in with some folks who are fishing the beach this morning. And also we'll have the very latest on our February 23rd get-together here, right here. It's going to be February 23rd, 6:30 in the morning till 9:30. The long-range forecast is for warm weather. That's right, and no wind at all. It should be beautiful. And don't forget, Big Fish Bait and Tackle will knock 10% off any purchase on February the 23rd. So pick up your bait, hooks, sinkers, whatever it is you need, and get 10% off. That's going to be a lot of fun. All right, we're going to watch it very, very closely. I had a lot of fun with my friend Sam De La Torre last night on Tackle Shop Confessions. And we also had a lot of fun down at 22nd Street Landing. Brian Pfeiffer and the crew of the Independence pulled in there, and that was awesome. Chuck Zimmer from Z Custom Rods, and he's also the president of the Redondo Beach Rod and Gun Club, treated the guys on the Independence and all of us to some delicious pizza, which I didn't eat, you know me, on the carnivore diet, and also some chicken wings. All right, I'm getting all carried away here. I'm going to get set up for the MB because we've got a lot more to talk about, and it's coming at you next. Before we get started on today's morning briefing, don't forget, if you're headed to Ensenada, you're going to want to give Zeke Casas a call. Only 15 minutes from downtown, but just check out that spectacular view while in Ensenada, Baja, California Norte. And if that garage door is giving you a problem, then you're going to want to call your garage door man. That's Joe Welker. Tax problems? Nobody better than our friend Tim Marquez. Tim's been doing taxes for 35 years. Give the tax man a call today. And for your heating and or air conditioning needs, you're going to want to talk to our dear friend John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. It truly is a gorgeous morning here in Surfside, California. Just check it out. Absolutely beautiful. Can't wait for our February 23rd surf fishing day. Also this morning at 6 a.m., we dropped a video with Benji Kim. What a great guest. He's full of knowledge, great stories. You'll get to know him better. Benji Kim, right now, make sure you check that out. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, is that good? Let's put this right here on this log. Then it'll be way more difficult for me to lose it. I'm sure I can still do that. Hey, if you don't mind, hit that like button. We deeply appreciate it when you do that. Share these videos everywhere. And don't forget to subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. Tick that little bell and you will be notified when there is new content. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, over there on TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. It is great to be with you all. Hey, good morning, and man, do we have a lot to cover with you. Again, check out that Benji Kim video. Go back and watch Tackle Shop Confessions. It's in two parts because we lost our connection on the first show, so check both of those out. Chuck Zimmer from Z Custom Rods shows off the raffle prizes that will be available on Monday. In fact, we'll have that available for you all here on our February 23rd beautiful surf fishing event. That's going to be a lot of fun. Let's start out in Costa Rica, the land of Los Ticos Pura Vida, where our dear friend Paulina from Paulina Fishing Life. Paulina from Ensenada, Baja California. Was recently down there having a lot of fun. Check out that yellowfin tuna coming over the rail. Paulina lifting it over at the Segundo Lodge. Sounds like she had a great time there, and she highly recommended it. So that sounds like a lot of fun to me. All right, let's talk about Mexico before we get to the Royal Polaris and what they're up to. Down there in Mexico Lindo, in Cabo San Lucas, few yellowtail in the inshore area, amberjack, also some small rooster fish, and we also see offshore the occasional hit on yellowfin tuna. There's a few striped marlin around, but really not all that many. So we'll keep watching that for you very, very closely. Hopefully that's going to continue to impress. Up the Baja Peninsula we go a little bit further, and we start to talk about more yellowtail at Mulaje. And also in Loreto, we have seen some outstanding yellowtail fishing with our dear friends at Salt Dog, D-A-W-G. Salt Dog Sport Fishing. They're putting the hammer on the yellows. In fact, these kids had 11 yellowtail on their trip down there yesterday, a couple of amberjack, 3 pargo. Man, the guys from Salt Dog tell me these kids pulled harder than most men pull, and they had the trip of a lifetime. A real adventure for that family down there with Salt Dog Sport Fishing out of beautiful Laredo. I love fishing Loreto. It's such a beautiful place. Now, a little bit closer to home, right here, 140 miles below the border, we have got San Quintin, Baja California, Pongueros out of there, hammering on the lingcod, hammering on the big rockfish, occasional good fishing on the yellowtail. Yo-yo iron has been very effective, and we have seen some really great fishing on the yellows. Not every single day, but from time to time, there's been some good yellow action. You know, just a few miles south of them, down there 60 miles south, there's a lot of bluefin tuna again this year. I talked to Brian Pfeiffer, the captain of the Independence, pulled into 22nd Street Landing yesterday. They're going to be doing some maintenance there. And man, he told me, man, Phil, that fish is there and it is biting. There's yellowfin tuna just below it, and it's starting to creep up the Baja Peninsula again. So it could be right there off San Quintin really soon. Of course, we have a 5-day trip on board the Independence, and I am so high on that trip now after hearing that. It's a little bit later in April this year. That could be one heck of a trip with yellowfin and bluefin, and that BFT is up over 200 pounds. Not all of it, but there are fish over 200. We caught them on our 8-day trip in that area, and it's just not going anywhere. So that is a really good sign. 120 miles below the border is Punta Colinet, and at Colinet also great rock fishing. I keep saying I think we're going to get a yellowtail bite there. We haven't had that quite yet, but the rock fishing has been really great. You can jump on a sport boat out of San Diego on most weekends when the weather is good, and it's going to be a gloriously beautiful weekend for weather, and this would be a good one to go south of the border and check out what is going on. So we'll be watching that for you very, very closely, and we get you up a little bit closer to home, and we start talking about Ensenada, 60, 70 miles down below the border, and I got to tell you, that has been fantastic for the rockfish. It's been outstanding. Our friends at Blackfin Sport Fishing out there on Punta Banda, they are all about getting you out for a day's fishing. I think, if I have this right, 8 hours fishing with those guys, up to 4 people. I think it's $220. I think that's what it is. It's just such a bargain during this time of the year. And you are going to come back with a lot of rockfish. It's been really good down there in that neck of the woods. We've been mentioning to you there is also, you notice I stopped for a moment to look where my coffee cup was. Is it going to get doused by these waves starting to come in here? We have been mentioning there's also been some good halibut fishing. Our friends at Primero Dios Sport Fishing, God First Sport Fishing, they have been hammering away on some good halibut inside the bay, and mixed with it some other species like guitar fish. We call them shovel-nosed sharks also, but that's been quite good in addition to the flatfish in there. So really good fishing going on. We'll start catching some of those halibut here in Surfside one of these days also, maybe on February the 23rd, if that all works out. So we're hoping that's going to be the case. Royal Polaris has been looking around, and now they're focused this morning on wahoo, and they're catching who already. Had a good day of wahoo fishing yesterday on board the RP. They're on a 16-day trip, and of course those trips run 3 days, just about 1,000 miles, sometimes a little better than that, to get to the fishing grounds. Hurricane Bank and other areas is where they fish during this time of the year. They had great wahoo fishing. They had 150-pound yellowfin tuna yesterday, but the yellowfin tuna bite just did not manifest itself yesterday, so they're going to focus on the who this morning. And as I say, they're already catching some wahoo. The skins are biting. They're a lot of fun. Speedsters, toothy critters, so much fun to catch. And man, great eating to boot. So great fishing on the Royal Polaris on the who. We'll continue to watch that for you very, very closely. All right, now we get you up here into SoCal. Rockfish season is closed right now, but you can catch sculpin and whitefish, and most of the boats have been doing just that, like the Monte Carlo out of 22nd Street Landing, good sculpin fishing on a regular basis. We've seen some halibut. The gale force went to Catalina, had 7 legal halibut the other day. The Native Sun is going to start tomorrow fishing halibut and other species. They're doing that tournament for both bass and halibut. Their last trip, they had 2 halibut. It's been a little bit slow locally. It's bound to change here very, very soon. The weather is going to become just beautiful over the course of this next week, so that could help. There's going to be some solar warming. You might get these water temps up a little bit more. Feels like 58 degrees. It's not bad at all, really. I just had that wave roll up on me. So once again, I think that bite could improve. They also fish twilight bass at night, and they keep tabs on the biggest fish. I think you have to have at least a 4-pounder now to be in the running for a prize in their latest tournament. So they've been catching some big sand bass at night. Structure fishing, fishing wrecks and rocks, fishing 40-pound fluorocarbon because it's abrasion resistant, and also making sure that you pull hard when you get a bite, fishing a leadhead and squid and pulling really hard because they'll run you right back into a crevice or a rock or some other bad neighborhood and just saw you off, and then go back in there and laugh at you because you didn't pull hard enough to get them out of there. So some okay sand bass fishing on the twilight fishing, and a little bit of halibut here and there, sculpin, whitefish. Don't forget also later today, I think, for sure by tomorrow morning, I'm going to drop our President's Day venture out to Catalina Island. We jumped on board the Catalina Express and jammed over there, myself and Fish and the father-son team from Riverborne Backpacks. We went over there and we just had a ball, man. It was so much fun. Fish with these long casts caught limits of whitefish. We're fishing from the shoreline, okay? We walked down to Pebbly Beach. He had limits of whitefish. He had limits of sheephead for 3 people. We had limits of sheephead. I know what you're thinking. It's illegal to take sheephead during this time of the year. Not from the shore. From a boat, yes. From the shore, no. Opens up for boats on March the 1st, by the way. But really excellent fishing. So much fun. So beautiful to take a walk there. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I was talking to Chuck Zimmer from Z Custom Rods, and Chuck said, Phil, why don't we take a bunch of people over there? So we're playing with the date of March the 15th. I'll talk to Chuck a little bit later today, and we'll see if we can't firm that up and pull that off. That could be a lot of fun. So a lot of sculpin, whitefish, that kind of stuff right now. Don't forget, if you want to save 20% fishing out of beautiful Ventura sport fishing, I absolutely love Ventura sport fishing, then you want to make your reservation now for future trips before April the 1st. They'll knock 20% off any trip. Get your calendar out, plan your trips, Ventura sport fishing, and you'll be able to save 20%. Make sure you give them a call today or visit their website, venturasportfishing.com, or 805-676-3474. Man, that sun is starting to peek out behind those clouds. It is beautiful here this morning, and man, you could fish this. There's no doubt about it. I see some bigger waves, but man, in between this right now, coming through that water with a chrome crocodile, little Castmaster, a Lucky Crab lure, who knows, man, might pick off a nice halibut. I think if we have a big turnout again, we throw all these anglers out here on this beach. You can also fish down there where you see the tower. You see that tower down there? That's where you're gonna park, and then you're gonna walk out on the beach, and then you're gonna walk down here about 10, 15 minutes. Or you can fish down there, and then if you get a big fish, just take a photograph of it and send it my way. And then that way, whatever giveaways we manage to put together for you on that day, we will have, and we'll be able to give it for the biggest fish of the morning. But really looks like it's going to be beautiful. A few halibut in the surf here. We've seen mostly barred perch from the border and below the border all the way up to almost Central California. We've seen some good perch fishing, and they do like the cooler water, so you're going to find that here in the cooler water. And don't forget, excellent fishing in the wintertime by using bait. Bait seems to work much better. Some guys will stick with the artificials, but bait works really good. By the way, that Benji Kim video that's up right now, Benji goes into the best method to catch a halibut in the Southern California surf. Don't miss it. He'll give you that tip. He'll also talk to you about Corbina fishing, which is right around the corner. There's a few Corbina around, but the water needs to warm up a little bit more. Listen to him. He's a wise man, and he's got a lot of experience now in the surf, and he's got a great channel, the Benji Kim Fishing. Man, I'm telling you, you will really enjoy it, so check it out. Don't forget Big Fish, Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California. You're definitely going to want to go there to get your bait. They'll knock 10% off anything you buy if you mention Friedman Adventures. So make sure you do that, because it'll make all the difference in terms of your adventure in the surf. Picking up some bait, some ghost shrimp, some worms work really, really well. You can also pick up any lures, rods, reels, anything you need. Big Fish, Bait and Tackle. Get their ruler. You're automatically in their contest for the rest of the year. And every single month they give away a brand new custom surf fishing rod. That is something you'll definitely want to take advantage of. And hey, if you're coming here on February the 23rd, or you're going to Catalina Island with us, you're going to want to have colder ice. Colder ice. You sprinkle a little bit in your ice chest on top of your ice, just a little bit. Sprinkle it on there. It reduces the temperature of the ice by 20 degrees, at least 20 degrees, sometimes even more than that. And also, it makes your ice last so much longer. You're going to be able to pick that up at the PCS show. You're going to see our friend Chris Renk, Calico Chris, over there with Dave Hansen at your saltwater booth. You can get over there and see Chris. He'll fill you in on all the details. You can buy it at a special low price at the PCS show for only $5. And if you buy any deckhand bag at all, and you go see Chris at your saltwater guide, he'll give you a free sample of colder ice. You're definitely going to want to have that. Gloriously beautiful morning here. It is so nice and lovely, and it's so great to be with you all. And you know, that actually worked. How on earth can I lose that cup of coffee back there on that big log, right? Man, it took me a while. Normally, I'm wandering around aimlessly trying to find my coffee, but not this morning. I have it in my sights, and I get to toast you a really lovely Tuesday morning. Have a great one. Man, I really hope you can make it February the 23rd. Even if you don't like to fish, bring a lawn chair down here, kick back, and enjoy this beautiful sight. And it sounds like Sunday is going to be the nicest day we've had in a long, long time. It's going to be beautiful. Take care. Have a great one. Watch the Benji Kim video. Go back and watch Tackle Shop Confessions, the Danny Cadota show. And we'll try to drop that Catalina Island adventure. Man, that was a lot of fun. Can't wait to do that with you also. Take care, and I hope to see you really, really soon.